Greetings to all Zelda fans. It is officially out, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and you can now play this game both in the Switch or in PC. So I'm gonna teach you in this video tutorial on how to get the game, how to run it in your PC and optimize it so that you can play this game perfectly. So what you need is that all you need to have is this files that I have here in my desktop. There are only 4 files, and also you will need to install the latest build of Ryujinx emulator. As of recording this video tutorial, the latest build is 1.1779. And I'm gonna be hovering down here to show you guys that I have The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and it is in version 1.1.0, and it is in 16 GB file size. So first of all, I'm gonna teach you where to get Ryujinx so that you'll be able to play this game. So I'm gonna minimize this and open a web browser and just type in Ryujinx emulator and hit search. Ryujinx.org is their official website, so be sure to click that and then go to download here. And if you're using Mac, be sure that you're using Mac OS or later version, Mac OS 11 or later version, in order for you to install Ryujinx. And if you're using Linux, you can get the installer here, and if you're from Windows, just like me, you can get the installer from here. So since I have already installed Ryujinx, I'm just gonna skip on this part because the download and installation process is really easy to do, and then anyone can do this. So guys, I just showed you the official way to where to get Ryujinx emulator. This is the only site that you will get the emulator that is very safe. Okay, so be sure to get all of the files you needed here. So I'm just gonna be hovering down. Minimize the browser, and I'm gonna be opening Ryujinx here. And I'm gonna assume that you have already installed Ryujinx emulator. So if this is your first installation, be sure to run Ryujinx emulator now, boot it up, and you'll be met with certain errors saying that you will need some certain files installed into your Ryujinx emulator. So what are those files? Those files are the Nintendo Switch firmware and the Nintendo Switch keys. Both should be in version 16.0.2 in order for it to run and play The Legend of Zelda. I have here The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom in XCI file format, and in the other one I have the updated version, which is version 1.1 update for the game. So the games should be in XCI file format or NSB file format in order for Ryujinx to detect that game. Okay, so if you're asking me where to get all of these files, the only legal way to do this is that you own a Nintendo Switch console and that you have modded your Nintendo Switch and it has a custom firmware installed in it, because if it has a custom firmware installed in it, that means that you can access your Nintendo Switch system files. And once you have access on those files, all you need to do is just transfer all those firmware and keys files to your Switch to your PC. And in order for you to get The Legend of Zelda, there's no other way around this, but you should purchase the game, own the game, and have a physical copy of the game so that you support the Nintendo. So once you have done that, you can now digitally back up that game into an XCI file format just like mine here. So if you have a Switch but don't know how to mod or install a custom firmware, or if you don't have a Switch but still want to play this game, then I'm just going to save you the hassle and teach you where to get all of these files. So in order for you to get all of these files here, I'm just going to leave a QR code here wherein you can scan it with your QR code reader into your mobile phone so that you'll be redirected to the page wherein you can get all of these files. So once you are on the site, be sure to hover down into the middle part of the website so that you'll get the XCI file format of The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom and also its update. Once you have done that, hover down a little bit and you'll get the firmware and the keys from the Switch. So be sure to check out the entirety of the website in order for you to get all of these files, okay? So since you're using your phone in scanning this QR code reader here, be sure to transfer all of these files into your PC via USB cable if you're using an Android phone. So I'm going to assume that you already have all these files here, so it's time to install them into your Ryujinx. So go to Ryujinx, go to File, open Ryujinx folder, and open System folder here. Now open the keys 16.0.2 zip file and just copy all these files. Just transfer all these files in this folder so that the folder will have a copy of it. And this folder should be empty because it is your first installation. Now go to Tools so that we will install a firmware from the Switch. So install a firmware from XCI zip file. Locate that firmware file here, so version 16.0.2. Hit open, and it will say that we'll have to install this firmware version. And hit yes. I will say successful installed. Now you have Your system version for your Ryujinx is now the same as the Switch, which is 16.0.2, and it will now show you all of your Nintendo Switch games here and their game icon. So if you see a game icon that is blank or black, that means that you're using an outdated firmware or outdated keys into your Ryujinx. So be sure to follow all the steps in this video tutorial so that you'll only get all of the recently released files, all updated files, in order for you to play Switch games in Ryujinx. So now the next step now is to optimize Ryujinx. To do this is go to options, go settings, so that we'll be able to play Tears of the Kingdom with no issues. So in general tab, in the game directories, this is where you'll put your Switch games, and it could be anywhere into your PC. As long as you know where it is, then you're okay. So the game should be in XEI or NSP file format in order for Ryujinx to detect the game. Now go to input. It is better to use a controller rather than a mouse and keyboard and playing Switch games, because that would be a hassle. So I'm going to be connecting my controller now, and I'm going to hit configure, and I'm going to locate my controller, and I'm using a Nintendo Switch Pro controller. You can also use your PlayStation or Xbox controller here, map them up according to your liking, and then set the dead zone, both left and right sticks, into 0.20% so that there'll be no drifting into your playthrough. So once done, hit save. Now go to system. In this part, just pause the video, copy every setting that you see. Now in the graphics tab, graphics backend multi-threading should be on, graphics backend API should be invoked, preferred GPU should be your dedicated graphics card. It's better to have a GPU in playing Switch games so that the game will run smoothly. Enhancements should be enable shader cache and enable macro HLE. Resolution scale should be in 2x resolution so that the game will look sharper and much more beautiful when playing in the PC. But if your PC cannot handle the resolution scale, then revert to the native resolution of the Switch here. But for me, 2x resolution is the best because that will look much more beautiful than the native resolution. So now go to post-processing effects, so it should be none. App scale should be in bilinear, and isotropic filtering should be auto, and aspect ratio should be in 16:9. So once you have set things up, here, hit apply and save. Now your Ryujinx emulator is now fully capable of playing and optimized to play The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom and all of the previously released Nintendo Switch games. So a little bit of disclaimer, I'm not going to show you guys a gameplay of this game running into my PC because we all know that Nintendo is really strict on this kind of content and they don't want it to be shown in the internet or in YouTube. So if I show you guys that I am running Tears of the Kingdom, running into my PC, playing the game in my PC using Ryujinx, then my channel will get into trouble and my videos will be taken down. So I hope you guys do understand that part, but I'm willing to compromise a little bit and to show you guys that proof that my video tutorial is working. So I'm going to boot up into the title screen of Tears of the Kingdom. And once I am in the title screen, I'm just going to stop the emulation from there. But I'm just going to blur the screen of Ryujinx emulator here so that Nintendo will not be able to hit me with any of their copyright strikes to my video. So guys, please do understand on that part, right? That I will not get into trouble. Okay, now, so it's taking some time to boot up. Now I am the title screen of the game, and I'm just going to stop the emulation from here. So as you can see, Tears of the Kingdom is running into my PC, and my video tutorial works, and as long as you follow all the steps, then you'll be able to play this game with no issues at all. So if you have some questions regarding the installation process of Tears of the Kingdom, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, running to your PC, then just leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll try my best to answer all of them. Subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Goodbye for now.